I can literally teach Forex or talk about Forex to a 5-year-old. What is going on, lovely people? Candace B here. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. Welcome back to my subscribers and welcome to my new ones. How are you guys doing today? I hope you are doing well. I'm a bit tired, as you can see from the bags under my eyes. Don't watch that. Okay, don't watch that. I just need to sleep a little bit more. So today we are back with another Forex related reaction video, and this was requested. Some people asked me to react to this individual's videos, and his name is RoxFX. If you haven't watched my video on the best Forex YouTube channels, definitely go check that out. I did mention him in that video as well. So yeah, I haven't reacted to any of his videos yet. So I was like, sure, why not? Let's do it. Why not? He has quite a few interesting videos. Now, as a disclaimer, of course, I'm just reacting to this video for fun, just for entertainment purposes. I have not taken RoxFX's course or anything like that, so I'm not judging any of that type of stuff. If you're looking for a mentor and you want to look into him, definitely do your due diligence, you know, ask him questions, all that good stuff, research him. But I am just simply reacting to his video. I really like his YouTube channel. The quality of the channel is really, really good, and the quality of his information on his channel, and as well as his Instagram. He gives a lot of just information. He's very transparent from my point of view. So yeah, he's cool with me. And the video of his that I'll be reacting to today is a pretty interesting title. It is called Most Traders Will Fail, The Sad Reality. And so yeah, I'm very curious to see what he has to say about this, because I mean, right off the bat, it is true that most traders will fail. I mean, I'm sure we've all heard that, you know, I think it's like 99% of traders or 95% of traders fail. It's a difficult industry. So, you know, it's definitely survival of the fittest. So I want to see what he has to say about that. So that being said, let us get into the video.
Traders, what's happening? Welcome back today. So I didn't have anything planned for you specifically this morning, but I had a question today on our live trading session, and one of my members asked me a question regarding a possible trading opportunity. But the question was kind of, you know, it pricked my ears a little bit, and it was, I can see that there's lots of wick rejections, but does this look like a good trade? Now, it is a very natural question, but when I really focus on that question, I really see hesitation, lack of confidence. I obviously gather from that question that that trader has not specifically identified a great trading opportunity, but yet they're still wanting to take it because there's fear that they'll miss it. Now, when I thought about that, obviously I answered the question and made that trader think, but when I really think about it, because of the common questions that I'm getting asked on a daily basis, and I don't want to tickle any of your ears, and I'm probably sure that this video will get the least views because nobody wants to hear it. But the sad truth is, traders, that the majority of you will never become successful at trading. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that you can never become successful, but the truth is the majority will never become successful. And I think the reason for that is, and the only person that can be held responsible for that is going to be yourselves.
Yep, very true. In anything, I feel like, you know, any business, anything you're trying to do for yourself to excel at, and, you know, you have to work hard for it. It's really just up to you to make it happen. And just the fact that, you know, you can't put a time limit on it, you can't really put a budget on it, it's difficult, you know, and a lot of those factors, those outlying factors, are what causes people to stop and technically fail. So yeah,
because a lot of traders think that they just come into trading, you learn a strategy, you have a couple lucky wins in the beginning, and then, you know, you're off to the races. You expect to continue winning. When you lose, you know, you don't know how to deal with the emotions. Then when you have to start facing the psychological and emotional barriers, you don't know how to harness them.
I think that's the toughest part. Actually, I know that is the toughest part about Forex, is the psychological factors. You know, usually people go into Forex and they're like, oh, you just have to click buy or sell, whatever. Oh, price is going up, I'm going to press buy. Oh, it's going down, I'm going to press sell. but it starts to really mess with your head when it's kind of like, for example, if you take a trade and it hits your stop loss and then goes into your direction. How do you psychologically deal with that? Because it's frustrating. So that's a big part of why people fail, is because the psychological part is just too overwhelming.
As a trader, you have to reverse engineer what you think to be positive versus what you perceive as negative, because in the big wide world, when you do hard work or you put in the effort, you're usually rewarded with a thank you, with a salary, with a physical product. But in trading, if you lose a trade, it's almost like it's the end of the world because you didn't make any money. So now that trader starts to think of themselves as being the worst trader in the world. There's no hope for them, and then everything else just spirals out of control. Now, that's not obviously the only reason why you're not going to become a successful trader, and I don't want to dishearten you. I really want to be honest this year in 2021 with every single one of you, because there's so many gassed up videos out there. Oh, if you do this, you're going to make this, and all these ads if you do this and you do that. It is a load of rubbish. Yes, I don't like indicators, but does that mean price action's a holy grail? No. Just because you use risk management, does that mean that you're going to become successful and consistent? No. Just because you have a strategy that works doesn't mean you're going to be able to apply it every day and get positive results. No.
Oh my gosh, even with that, having a strategy, it's not something where it's like, okay, I have a strategy and I'm good to go. You're going to have moments where you go on losing streaks. Can you push through that? Can you push through those losing streaks and still stick with your strategy and be disciplined and believe in it, so that you can see, the other side of the rainbow, Man, there's so much that goes into succeeding as a trader.
What I mean is that if you want to become consistent and profitable, then you have to really change the way you think. You can't go into the markets thinking that today I'm going to make money. You have to get to a position where you go into the markets and you say to yourself, whatever the outcome of today, I will accept, because I know in a week, 2 weeks, a month, 6 months time, things will play out for me.
He is preaching right now, guys. This is why I like him. This is the quality information that, in my opinion, he provides. This is what everyone needs to see. And the problem is, like he said, not many people will watch it. And it's true, because people just want to see the videos of, I made $5,000 in 2 hours. Bruh, that's not what Forex is. You know what I mean? You don't see those people showing you the hard work that goes into it. If it's true, if they really did make that much money in that little time, you don't usually see the hard work that goes into it, the tears at night, all that type of stuff. Like, oh my gosh, literally, he's preaching right now.
You can't go into the markets and say to yourself, well, because now I have £100 account or $1 account, I'll be able to flip this to 300 by the end of the month, because George over there on the other YouTube channel was able to flip his 2,000 to 4,000.
George.
Who cares? Just because you can flip your account, who cares? It is not a good thing, because if you're able to flip it in such a short space of time, it means that you've done some things you shouldn't be doing, and he's not going to be able.
Are you guys listening to him right now?
Not going to be able to maintain that for the long haul. And if you guys and ladies are getting excited about a £2,000 account being flipped to 4,000, then you've got problems. Because if ultimately you're going to become full-time traders, what's £2,000? What's £4,000? If your focus is a monetary value because you perceive what somebody else has done and compare it to your situation as not being as great as theirs, how are you ever going to shift your mindset to become greater than the majority who are failing, to then be able to get to a stage where you can supplement your 20, 30, 50,000 salary a year? Or some of you out there are aspiring to be like everybody out there who has Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Range Rovers. I'm not saying it's not a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing either. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm not saying it's a good thing either. Do you understand? But if you're aspiring to be like them, don't say then my focus is how they're trading and going through their journey. Be honest and say your focus is, the physical products that they have, or the tangible things that they have. No, tangible is not the right word, but you get what I mean, right? Their cars and their lifestyle. Don't pretend it's the way they trade, because if it was, then you'll be focusing more on their behaviors, their approaches, their mindsets, their daily routine, how they're managing their risk, how they're managing their emotions and mindset.
Man, I'm probably nodding like this the entire time, but he has such a good point. You know, a lot of these traders, obviously not saying that they're just like frauds or anything or unsuccessful. A lot of these actually successful traders who, you know, have the flashy things, you can tell that a lot of them have built up a fan base just from the flashy things because they know it sells. They're not stupid. They're smart. They know that that's what people want to see. They don't want people to, they know that people don't want to see the grueling stuff behind the scenes. That's not fun. That's not going to invigorate your, you know, dopamine, right? So it's just like, and it's so funny because I'm reading a book called Atomic Habits, and it's talking about that, like that dopamine effect. So, you know, those traders know, and it doesn't matter. They know it doesn't matter what they do behind the scenes. They just show the results, and it works for them, you know? So you got to be honest with yourself. Like, if that's what you're looking at when it comes to them, then be honest. Be like, I like his Lamborghini, you know?
But if you want them, you can't have a mindset and say, well, oh, someone flipped 2,000 to 4,000, so now I'm excited and this is the holy grail. Like, you have to be thinking bigger. You have to remove yourself from the situation that you're in now, and you have to start pretending to be in the place that you want to be in. Because if you're trading, even with a small account, but your mindset is of a person that is in poverty, then you're never going to be able to grow that account. Because every pound that you earn, which is 1%, will only be perceived as £1. But if you view that £100 or £500 account as being 100,000 or 500,000, and you position yourself in the mindset that you're supposed to push, that you want to position yourself in the future or being in the future, then when you make £1, you would see that as being a very successful achievement. And then you start to transition your mind to focusing more on the process that will naturally then increase the growth of your account, etc., etc. The point here is this: to become a successful and consistent trader, you have to really be a true master of yourself. There is no two ways about it. Even for someone like me who's been trading for, let's say, 8 years now, I still go through the same struggles. But because I've been through them and failed more times than I have succeeded as I was growing or going through my journey, I got to a stage, or you get to a stage, where you recognize real and you say to yourself, well, at this point in time, I have to stop doing what I'm doing. How can you go from being in profit to then giving all your profits back in one day to then losing more than you had when you started?
Oh, the amount of times that's happened to me, I can't even count. Hundreds and hundreds of times. You know, winning a trade and being greedy, re-entering the market, and then losing that profit, and then losing even more because you're stressed. Whew, man.
Today. Like, it just doesn't make sense, and you all understand that. But for the majority of you, you're not able to control yourself because you lack discipline. Some traders are able to have a trading plan that says, I will take 2 losses per day and 1 win per day. You take the 1 win, but you continue trading. Now, these are things you know you shouldn't be doing, and they're the most basic elementary things that you all know, but you continue to go against them. A trader will say, all right, fine, I've had 2 wins on this session, I'll wait for New York session, but you go on to trade and lose more. Now, I do it occasionally, very occasionally, because we're imperfect humans, we're not robots, and just unfortunately it's going to happen. But for the majority of you, you're doing it on a daily basis. If you do it on a daily basis, then you cannot expect to succeed. You cannot expect to succeed. And this is what really makes me sad, because my ultimate goal, and I'll continue to pursue it, is to make every single one of you recognize that you are worth it, that you can succeed at anything you put your mind to. But I can't feel sorry for you if you're not willing to put in the effort. If you're willing to put in the effort, I'm not just talking about time. I don't care about how much money you've lost and you're still going. I don't care whether you've been trading for 8 years. You have to get to a stage where you say to yourself, enough is enough. I need to make the decision today that for the next 90 days, for the next 6 months, for the rest of this year, regardless of my results, I'm going to commit myself 110% to my craft. 90.
I feel like I'm getting emotional. I'm like, oh, I'm such an emotional person, but it's just like, I remember the moment where I'm like, enough is enough. I have to commit to this and make this work, you know, through, oh man, sleepless nights, like so much. And it's like, you have to get to that rock bottom feeling. Why am I getting emotional? Why am I getting emotional? I think it's because of everything happening in the world and stuff like that. Like, I'm watching the news too much, guys. But it's just like, you get to a rock bottom point, you're just like, when will this change? Obviously what I'm doing is not working. I have to change. I need to change. And then once you start doing that and you start seeing results, it's just like, wow, you know, I believe in myself. I can do this. Man. Whew, whew.
99% is not enough. 99% will not see you through in this business. You need to be maxing out at 110, if not 200, because it's not natural what you go through as a trader. Being successful, but at the same time failing 70% of the time. Losing more than you win. Going through periods of time where you've put in the most effort, time, concentration, patience, discipline, and still losing. It's not natural. But if you want to be part of the 5% or the 10%, whatever you want to call it, you have to shift your paradigm. You have to reverse engineer the way you think, and you have to recognize what is holding you back, what is causing these problems, and once you've identified them, because I'm sure every single one of you out there can tell me one thing that's holding you back, once you identify it, you need to eliminate it. There is no two ways about it. Continuing to trade, trying to win a trade, get your losses back, get back to break even, does not validate who you are as a trader. Your success is not only your wins, but it's your losses, it's your discipline, it's your ability to walk away, it's your ability to close your charts down, it's ability to stick to your plan, it's your ability to come back the next day and execute without fear, dealing with emotions,
my goodness,
etc., etc. That is what you define as a successful trader, and that's what will make you successful. So I want you to get to a stage where you start feeling more confident in yourselves by recognizing that you know what you know you should be doing, but at this moment in time, you're not doing it. Don't judge yourself, forgive yourselves for it.
Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. You are your best cheerleader. You are your, number one fan. If you can't forgive yourself, how are you expecting to move forward and succeed? You gotta have grace. You have to forgive yourself. Honestly, that was a big thing for me. Taking accountability and just forgiving myself. It's a big thing, trust me.
Then say to yourself, today is Thursday, next week, Monday, I'm gonna commit myself 101%. Don't go and backtest this weekend, screw it. You know how to trade. You have systems, you have concepts, you have strategies.
This man's preaching. I'm sorry that I keep pausing it, but I went through this. It's like, man, how much more can I practice and backtest, knowing that I know what I'm doing? I can literally teach Forex or talk about Forex to a 5-year-old. And it's just like, you gotta find a point in time when you apply it. It's so true. So true.
If you just look at my YouTube alone, there's many others out there, but look at my YouTube alone, there is something for you. Don't try to validate or prove to yourself on Saturday and Sunday, I can backtest, and if I get 10 successful trades, then that means next week I'm gonna succeed. Find a balance, figure out in your mind, take some time to meditate, to clear your head and say to yourself, for the next 3 days, or Saturday and Sunday, I'm gonna just relax my mind. I'm gonna think about what I need to do next week. I'm gonna figure out what's been holding me back, what I've been excelling in, and then moving forward for the next 90 days, I'm gonna commit to what Rox has asked me to commit to, and I'm gonna do it. And that's it. You got 90 days, risking 1% per trade. You can't blow your account, impossible. You need to lose 100 trades to blow your account. So in 90 days, even if you lose 90%, you'd learn 90 new lessons, which I think is very unlikely. But unless you really commit yourself to your craft and you start making those changes now, you will never become a successful trader, no matter how good your technical analysis, no matter how good your fundamental analysis, no matter how much you understand your strategy, no matter how much you try to implement your risk management plan. If you cannot combine everything and really, really hone and focus your concentration on every element that you're supposed to be focusing on, you will not succeed. You will not succeed. So I wanted you to think about this over the weekend. It is only Thursday, but I think it's a timely reminder, especially from the question that I got from one of my members. It's a natural question. It's a natural process. We're all going to feel one way or another at some point, and it will continue to happen for the rest of your trading careers. No one trader has a smooth journey. We always are facing emotions, etc., throughout our journey. But you have to learn to hone them in, master yourself, and continuing to do what you know you should be doing and avoid what you know you shouldn't. So I hope that gives you something to think about, everybody. I do recommend you watch it again. I may have mumbled a bit there or whatever else, but I do feel like I've driven home the point and given you something to think about. Anyway, as I always say, if you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on notifications, and until next time, continue to trust the process.
Woo, y'all. Let me just give him a round of applause for that video, because if you're watching this and you needed to hear that, I hope that this video helped you just to have that aha moment, because he was just spitting fact after fact after fact. And honestly, if this is an example of him as a mentor, this is the type of mentor you would want to have, in my opinion, because he doesn't just talk about the pips and whatnot. He's talking about the psychology behind it, bringing everything together, mastering who you are as a person. It has so much to do with that. Like, honestly, how I feel, and I know a lot of other, professional traders have said this, is that, like, it really doesn't matter what your strategy is. If you can't stick to the strategy and let it play out and just come back day in, day out, and know when to stop trading, you're gonna fail. A lot of people think that it's a strategy, and even I did for a long, long time. I always thought it was my strategy that was like causing me to lose trade after trade after trade, when in reality, once I like believed in my strategy and actually like really just took it like it's my baby and I'm gonna follow this to a T, it's crazy. It's crazy how it's a complete 180, how my trading has just transformed and improved so quickly too. It's amazing. And it's just like, I knew this all along. So honestly, even when he was talking about the back testing and whatnot, I love back testing when it's necessary. You know what I mean? You practice, but there's only so much you can practice. So I do agree with him on that. It's like, sometimes you need to just approach the situation, take a breath, and just execute. You know how to execute, and just be disciplined. So honestly, shout out to RoxFX for this video. These are the type of videos he has on his channel. So I suggest that you guys definitely check him out. I will definitely leave a link to this video in the description box, and then you can kind of go through all his videos. But honestly, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it insightful, helpful, etc. in any way, shape, or form, please let me know. Hit that like button and comment down below. Have you faced something similar where it's just like anything he's mentioned in the video, where it's just kind of like you back test so much, or you keep taking trades and you won the trade but you keep taking it, you're mixing up your strategies and mixing up your trading plan and just trying to figure things out, but when in reality it's just you. Like, if you can relate to that, comment down below, let me know just how you feel about that and share your experience. Whew. Last but not least, do not forget to subscribe so you know when I post another video. And in the meantime, feel free to check out any of my other videos on this channel and my other channel, Candace B TV. Y'all already know, go subscribe to your girl, go subscribe. But other than that, guys, honestly, again, I hope this was an insightful video. I hope you had an aha moment. You know what I mean? Keep going, don't stop, don't give up. Okay, where you are right now is a part of your journey. It is meant to happen. Now it is crunch time. It's time for you to look in the mirror and say, can I do this? I am worth it. Can I push through? And just do it, okay? Just do it. I hope you have an amazing, beautiful day, week, and life. Bye.